Hello and welcome to a new episode of I Can Do. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee, and have another fantastic guest with us today, Randy Pryor. He is an experienced faith-based relationship coach where he helps separated husbands reconnect with their wives, even if she is quote unquote done. I am really excited to learn from Randy today and to see how we can strengthen our marriages. I just did a couple of sermons a couple of weeks ago talking about marriage and different thoughts and things like that that sometimes can destroy marriages and marriage and divorce. And so Randy and I obviously both believe marriage is something very important, and this is something that he is really passionate about. Randy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Benjamin, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited to learn from you. So let's dive into this here. When you reached out to me, you had a number of different things that you like to talk about, and there was one that really caught my attention. And we were having some fun before I hit the record button. The art of reconnecting. Did I
Well,
get that right?
you got it. Yeah.
All right. Tell us what exactly is the art of reconnecting and
Mhm.
how might this help couples who are separated and even couples that are looking just to strengthen their marriages?
Absolutely. Yeah. Reconnecting is it's texting, it's reconnecting using texts, but it's not texting the way that we're usually using it. Okay. To reconnect with somebody is very it's like more art than science. It's not about say these words and then she'll change her mind. In fact, we're not going to try and change her mind at all. But reconnecting is one of the methods. It's actually very effective way to open up some communication. So let me start this way, if you don't mind. Let me tell you a little bit about my story, because that way we can put it into context and see where I'm coming from. I had a 40-year career as a professional comedy magician and juggler all over the world. I was in cruise ships and did all kinds of stuff. And so I was self employed and worked really hard and got married, and it was awesome. And my wife went with me on the cruise ships, and we had a great life together. And then at one point, we decided that we wanted to have kids, and we didn't want to do it on the open ocean. So we got off the ships, got on land, and I dove into work. And we had our first child, and then we had a second child, and that it almost scared me, because now I got to work really hard to provide for the family, because that's what the world teaches us. If you want to be a good husband, you have to become a good provider. And so we all dive into that, right? Well, I did more than I wouldn't say normal, because I think it's very common that men work too hard, right? I mean, on trying to provide for their family. We just figure that if we provide for the family, then they will know that we love them. And that's kind of where we cut it off right there. And I worked really
Right.
hard, way too hard. Even though my wife had asked many, many times, "Hey, I need some more help. I need help with the kids. I need help around the house. I need more help." And I would think, "Okay, well, yeah, I'll help. In fact, I'll work extra hard so that I can maybe get a housekeeper, and that'll be great." And I'm thinking that
Mhm.
that's very logical, and that'll work. And that's not what she said. She said, "No, I need you to help around the house." So after about 14 years of marriage, my wife decided she was done, and she filed for divorce, and that was it. And she said, "I don't love you anymore. I want a divorce." And I went into a tailspin. It was unbelievably painful, really, really difficult. So I actually found a support group at my church, and I thought all churches had this. So I went in and I learned about all the things that I should have been doing for the past 14 years. Okay. And after 6 months, they asked me to become a leader. And that was 14 and a half years ago. So I've been doing this ever since. And now my life is full of peace and joy and significance, and something that I would never have imagined. And I said the same thing that most separated guys say. They say, "Well, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad." And that's like the famous saying for most guys that I deal with.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you why. Here's the deal. And we'll get to the reconnecting, I promise.
Sure. Yeah,
so,
take your time. No, this is fun.
so we all know this, but I want to say it out loud. God made us different, men and ladies. Duh.
That's right.
Okay, we know this,
Yep.
right? Okay. The ladies got the emotions and the nurturing and the intuition. Great stuff. No mistakes there. But that's not how he made us. He gave us the logic and the need to fix things. That's in our DNA. Again, no mistakes. It's not, God doesn't make mistakes, but we don't look at it the same way they look at it. So when there is a separation, right? Now we're talking actual separation. I don't mean a fight. I don't mean, struggles. I mean an actual separation. We think in 2 steps. Okay. Our process is 2 steps. Something's broken. Let's fix it. That's how the world works for us logical men. Something's broken. Let's fix it. And that's where the problem lies, is that it does work everywhere else in our job, right? If you're employed, something's broken, you got to fix it. And if you do your job correctly, they'll pay you and you keep your job. It's very, very black and white, right? Very simple. Okay. And that's how we look at a relationship. Okay, there's some issues there. So if we fix the issues, then we'll reconnect. That's a 2-step process. Something's broken, let's fix it. That's not how women look at it. For them, if it's broken, you have to reconnect first. And if you reconnect, then you can work on it, work on the issues, fix the problems, that kind of stuff.
So you're saying it's a 2-step process
for men. Okay. For them, it's 3 steps. Something's broken. That's step 1. Step 2 is reconnect. And then step 3 would be fix the issues, work on the problems. You have to reconnect first. Okay. That's why it's so hard for us. And this is where reconnecting comes into play here. Because if you're separated, she needs to feel, she needs to be able to imagine that life with you could be better than it's ever been. And right now, at a separation, she can't. She's thinking, I can't imagine that it will ever change permanently. Okay. And okay, so she's thinking 2 things. I can't stand the way it is. Can't imagine it'll ever change permanently. So we need to get her to be able to imagine that it can change permanently. Okay, so where does that come from? Right? Okay, it's not about changing her mind. It's not about trying to fix the issues. It's about getting back on the same page. It's about reconnecting with her. Okay. So one of the ways that I've been doing for a long time now, 14 years now, I came up with this 14 years ago, because 14 years ago, my kids didn't want anything to do with me. Okay. They were pro mom. They were anti dad. Okay. And I was making all the mistakes, right? Trying to get the kids, hey, I love you. I miss you. You should spend 50% of the time with your father. All this kind of, my kids are like 9 and 11 at the time. Right. So, of course, naturally, they have cell phones, right? 9 and 11. Okay. So I thought, instead of all this pressure of trying to get them involved and try to, see me more often, thought, all right, let me try something. Now, my kids and I used to go to Disneyland all the time, right? I worked there for a long time and I knew the park pretty well. That was just a daddy-daughter date that I would do all the time. I would take my kids to the park. It was a lot of fun. So one time I went by myself, went to Disneyland all by myself. I went to the back of the park as far as I could go. It's a place called Critter Country. Okay. So I turned around and I noticed that there's no signs anywhere that says Critter Country. So I took a picture and I sent it to both of my kids. But all I said was, where am I? That's it. Within 5 minutes, my oldest sent back a message to me saying, you're in Critter Country. Come on, Dad, you can do better than that. Okay. So it was on.
So you got a connection.
Right. Without pressure. And over the next 2 hours, we played a really great game. All I did was take a picture and the clues got harder and harder and harder, and they just kept nailing it. Right. I get up really close to a decoration on a wall and take a picture. I took a picture of the ground. And they were just nailing it. So for 2 solid hours, we were connecting. And I thought, I'm onto something here, because that worked really well. In fact, it worked so well, we still do it to this day, 14 and a half years later. So I thought, well, this might work for other people. Okay. So here are the rules for reconnecting.
All right, here we go.
Here's how we do it. The first thing you want to do, if you're a separated man, first thing you want to do, you want to create a top 10 list. List 10 things that your wife is really into, she's passionate about, her hobbies, her interests, anything that she's really into, but you're not. This is not something that the two of you do together. Like one of my guys said, well, we love to go camping together. I said, okay, but that's going to feel like a manipulation. It's going to feel like you're trying to get her to think of a better time with you two or something like that, right? Don't do that. What is she into? And it doesn't matter what it is, but it's got to be her thing. It doesn't matter business, needlepoint, gardening. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. Best
Okay.
if it's all 100% her, not you. Okay. So you make a top 10 list. And
All
I'll give
right.
you an example of a reconnecting text. Let's say, for example, that she loves to garden. Now, one of the first rules of reconnecting is these top 10 things need to be very specific. So, not just gardening. What's her favorite part of gardening? Well, she really likes, I don't know, roses. Okay. What's her favorite type of rose? Blue roses. I'm just making this stuff up. Really love, we'll say blue roses. Okay, that's a good one. So let's say you go into Google, there's a tab there for Google News. Okay, so you go to Google News and you put in blue roses, right? Very specific. What comes up are all these articles all about blue roses. And these are very current. Okay, so your job as a good husband is to spend 5 whole minutes reviewing these articles. And you find one that you know she's going to love. So you grab the URL, right? You grab the link and you text it to her. But all you say is, check this out. You don't say, I think you'll like this. I know how much you like roses. Look what I did for you. None of that. You
Why
keep
can't
it.
you say why can't you say any of those things?
Great question. It'll feel manipulative. It'll feel like you are
Okay.
leading the witness. It's like, hey, look, I'm doing something nice for you. Relax. If you had a friend who knows you're into something, right? Let's say that you're into hot rods, okay? And he knows you love hot rods. And he comes across an article about a hot rod show coming into town. Okay. Let's say he grabs the link and he sends it to you, right? And he just, okay, there you go. And all he says is, check this out. Well, if he's a friend of yours, you're going to click that link as quickly as possible. What's this? Because it just says, check this out. And you know him, right? Boom, you hit the link, hot rod show coming into town. How do you feel about this guy?
Feel
It's a
good.
positive.
He's thinking about me. Yeah.
Bingo. He's thinking about you, but he didn't say, hey, Benjamin, can you take me to this? He's not asking anything of you, right? And even if you said, hey, have you seen this? That's kind of like a rhetorical question. We don't absolutely need to know if they have seen that, right?
Right. Okay.
So
So right, check this out.
check this out. It's super simple. It's a link and check this out. Here are 3 things you can say. Check this out. Did you see this? Look what I found, right? Just a few words. And after a while, you don't need any words at all. They'll get used to the idea that you send them a link and they click on it and it's cool. And it's not about your relationship, right? And here's what you
Mm,
can send. You can send a photo or an image. In fact, one of my favorite things is to go into your phone, go to your photos, go back as far as you can, and find a picture of maybe the kids, right? But you're not in it. You're not in the photo. It's just the kids. Okay. Grab the
okay.
photo. They're very young. You send her the photo, and all you say is, look what I found. That's all. Not, look what we did together. don't, don't go there. Don't
So
try.
keep yourself out of the equation to some degree because you're just working on without explicitly saying it. I'm thinking about you. I want to connect with you. Check this
Bingo.
out. Okay.
Bingo. Yes.
Got it.
What you are screaming is, I am thinking of you, but without the pressure. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now,
Okay.
like I said, there's an art to this because if she's told you, leave me alone, don't text me, leave me, okay, then that's not the best time. So this works especially if things are kind of strained, but you can still text each other, right? And she hasn't given you the specific don't text me. Now, if she asks, why did you send this to me? Well, the honest answer is, I thought you'd like it. because that has to be the truth, right? We're going to
Right.
deal with truth only. No manipulation, no pressure. So rule number one for reconnecting has to be specific, has to be about her and specific. Rule number two, no pressure whatsoever. Never ask, hey, did you get my text? She got it, right? Don't try to force it. That's manipulative.
What
And
happens if you send something like this, and I know you have some more thoughts, she doesn't respond? What's your recommendation or coaching for that?
I would expect nothing. I would absolutely expect no response. This is
Okay.
not a way to try and engage her. That's manipulation. Okay.
Gotcha.
It's more like a little gift, a present. Okay. I'm going to give this to some person, whatever it is. I kind of think of it as like a ding dong ditchum. You put the nice little package at the front door and you get out of there. You hightail it. But it's a little gift. It's a little nice little thing that, someone is thinking about you specifically about something that they are into and not you. Okay. So it's not about, well, what if she doesn't reply? It doesn't matter. Unless she says, knock it off, then you can send another one. So rule number one, specific and personal. Rule number two, no pressure. The final rule is about frequency. How often do we do this?
Hmm.
Again, this is the art part of it. Okay.
Okay.
It really depends on whatever is welcome on her end. If you send one and you hear nothing, then don't do another one right away. Wait a few days, 2-3 days. If you get a positive reply, thumbs up emoji, a heart, a thank you, okay, then you can do a little bit quicker. Maybe do another one the next day, right? And you want to keep it, you want to vary it. It's not, here's blue roses, then another one about blue roses, and a third one about blue roses. No. That's why you make a top 10 list, right? Okay. Don't make it about the two of you. One of my clients a couple of years ago said, well, she didn't reply back. I said, well, okay, that's not the goal, but what did you send? He said, well, I sent her a picture of the two of us on vacation in Australia a couple of years ago. I said, okay, that felt like a manipulation. You were
Because it
trying.
was the two of them.
That's exactly right. You were trying to get her to think of better times with you, and it feels and is manipulative. Now, here's the thing. Your heart has to be right, and God knows the difference. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is my motto for my entire business, and it has to do with almost every single thing that we do. Here it is. It's very simple. Just do the next right thing for the right reasons with the right heart and leave the outcome to God. Because if the next thing you do really is the right thing, you never have to worry about the outcome. Will it change her mind? Will she like me again? Will she accept this? Doesn't matter. Is it the right thing to do? Right? Manipulation is not the right thing to do. Trying to change
This
her
would be
mind.
the right thing. So for the men listening, and I guess would this work for women as well?
Absolutely.
If something happens with the man, if he decides to leave,
Yep.
that I'm going to do this because the fruit of the spirit is kindness, the fruit of the spirit is goodness. Having that kind of motivation as to why.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it has to be that. If you've got, now there's nothing wrong with hoping. There's nothing wrong with, I hope God changes her mind. Okay. I hope God changes her heart. Okay. But not you. If you focus on trying to change her mind, she will smell it a mile away. It'll feel manipulative and it'll be temporary. It's not
Gotcha.
sustainable. If you're doing it because this is the right thing to do, great. In my program, we help guys to become the best version of themselves that they can be. That's the bottom line. It's not about, well, how do I change her mind? How do I get my wife back? They say, especially right now, it's very popular online. How do I win my wife back? Okay. And here's the here's the reality of this. And I know this sounds harsh. Gentlemen, if you are separated at this point, if you are separated, your wife is not coming back to you. And I know that sounds harsh. She's not coming back. She may go forward with you, but she's not going backwards.
What's the distinction? What do you mean forward, not backwards?
Forward is a whole new relationship. If
Okay.
she's separated, if she said, I'm out, I'm gone. I'm done. Either you move out or I move out. I'm done. Okay, that's a real separation, right? So again, she's thinking, I can't stand the way it is. I can't imagine it could ever be better permanently. She knows that you'll say or do anything to change her mind and bring her back into the exact situation that she's leaving. So instead of focusing on trying to change her mind, you take 100% focus on you. You become the best version of yourself that you possibly can be as quickly as possible. Take all the pressure off of her, the relationship, the marriage, all of that. You become the best version of you. Let her see that you're serious about it. Okay. And that's what works, right? Because right now, and this is, again, this is truth. Her biggest fear is that you do change and you guys get back together again and things are great for a
Why is
while.
that her biggest fear? It's
For
only
a
going to
while.
last temper. Ah,
Exactly. She thinks that you'll get back together, things will be great for a while, 2, 3 months, 6 months, and then it'll slide right back in how it used to be. That's her biggest fear, right? So it can't be about that. It can't be about you doing something temporarily to fix it, right? Well, look, I did all the things that you wanted me to do. That doesn't work. It has to be a whole new relationship based on new everything. You have a track record. You have however long you've been married, 10 years? Okay, you have a 10-year track record. Okay. Why in the world would she think, oh yeah, after 6 weeks, he's going to be a whole new guy? Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
yeah.
That's her biggest fear, is making the mistake of coming back to you. Okay, so don't. Another way I look at it is, you know what? After this many years, she is going to come into a new relationship with a new guy. She really is. My question is, why can't that new guy be you? And it can. It really can. I mean, one of our guys, his name's Randall. When Randall first came to us, his wife had just asked him to move out, and he didn't want to move out. In fact, his buddies told him not to. They said, if you move out, it'll look like you're abandoning the family and she'll never let you back. So he came to me and he said, well, what should I do? And I told him, I said, look, you've got a golden opportunity here. You can demonstrate that you're going to put her first, or you can demonstrate that you're going to put you first. What do you want to do? And he said, well, I want to put her first. I said, okay, then you have to move out. So he moved out, he joined our program, and we just worked with him, 100% on him. That's all. About 10 and a half weeks later, he got a text from his wife, and all it said was, wow, I really like what I'm seeing, and I miss you. Please come home. And he
Can
moved
you
back.
share what were some things that she saw in those 10 and a half weeks, if you remember?
I do. Yeah, not only are they back together and doing great, he's one of my support coaches now. Okay, he did. First of all, he left her alone. He didn't keep bugging her, what can I do? Blah, 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 blah. Left her alone, right? Gave her some space, not ignoring her. He did reconnecting. He sent her some great stuff, which is not ignoring her, but it's also not adding pressure. So he stayed in contact with her with reconnecting. I would say in the beginning, infrequently, until she started doing thumbs up and hearts and thank yous and that, and then a little bit more. And then she kind of opened it up and started asking questions. Here's one of the questions. How will I know that what you're doing will stick? Meaning, is this going to be sustainable? Of course, that's a natural question for her, right? And here's the answer. Well, as you know, I've got some issues, so I'm working on them, and that makes me feel good. I've got some issues, so I'm working on them, makes me feel good. It has nothing to do with her. Okay. So when they say, well, okay, let's talk about reconciling. Okay, great. What will be different this time? Again, their question is, how will I know that you're not going to go backwards? If you promise that you won't go backwards, how can you do that? How that just feels, disingenuous.
You're setting yourself up too
Right,
with
right.
saying you're going to be perfect.
So here's what I say. Well,
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from. I completely understand how you feel. What I did in the past, that was wrong. And like I said, I'm working on myself. I've surrounded myself with a godly group of guys. I like my new direction. and I have every intention of staying in this new direction. Because that's legit,
Mm.
right? That she can
Yep.
probably buy. Now, it can't happen in a short time. Not if you've been married for what, 10 years, 20 years, long time. There's no
Mhm.
way that this turnaround happens in a very short time. You can learn it in a short time, but she has to see this new guy, this new behavior over a very long period of time for her to accept it.
So I have a few questions. One, let's see if I can go in order here. You start with the reconnecting. It works. What's the frequency when she is given that response? 2 times a week, 3 times a week? What are your thoughts?
If she starts out with a thumbs up, a heart emoji, any kind of, what we'll call a green light, right? Okay, I like this. Okay. You can do it as much as once a day. You can, as long as it's not trying to get her to engage with you. Okay. If
What
it
if she
starts
does
out,
engage?
if she doesn't engage, leave her alone. Give
Okay,
her
but
2 to 3 days.
if she does engage, you allow that to kind of guide you as well.
Right. You want her
Okay.
to lead this reconnection. It comes down to her safety, right? She has to feel safe or there won't be any reconnecting, right? She has to feel safe with this. So if you're doing all the leading of this, it's going to push her away. If she says, "Hey, what are you doing?" Answer her. Don't ignore her. Don't try to manipulate. But if she reaches out to you with a personal question, great. But you don't lead it by asking her personal things. If you say,
Mm,
"How was your day?" That's pressure. Okay.
gotcha.
Wait till she
Gotcha.
says, "How was your day?" Mine was great. How was your day? Right?
Okay, that's good. Um, will this work for couples who have not physically separated, like leaving the house, but clearly there's some kind of separation within the house?
Yeah. There are people out there on the interwebs that will tell you what will and won't work. I can't tell you what will and won't work because I can't promise what somebody else is going to do. I can tell you that there is a 100% chance that's going to increase the chances of getting back together. I think this is a preemptive strike. I think that reconnection should be done by everyone. And by the way, reconnecting works with everyone with a cell phone. Everyone,
Hmm.
not just your wife. Your kids, if your kids have cell phones, make a top 10 list about each of your kids. What are they
Mm.
into? What can you look up? Okay. Like I said, I still do this with mine. My youngest is into, or at least was for a long time, Doctor Who. Okay. So I found out that because I signed up for a Doctor Who, I think it was on a Facebook group or something. So I had the inside knowledge of Doctor Who stuff. Okay. I'm not into Doctor Who, but I don't need to be. But I found out when the new doctor was a female. If you're not into it, I understand this is at 11.
It's okay.
Okay. The new doctor was a female for the first time since 1965. And I went, oh. So I grabbed a little photo of that and just sent it to him. I just said, hey, did you see this? Oh my
Check this
gosh,
out.
yeah, this is great. I got credit for having info that, he didn't know. And I thought, that's pretty cool. Right. Because I was
Yeah,
aware of what he's into and it's not about me. No pressure. I
gotcha,
just said, hey, did you
gotcha.
see this? Oh my gosh, it
But
works so well if you do it correctly. Your heart has to be right. It has to be, why am I doing this? Because I think she'll like it. That's it. It can't be, I hope this works as a tactic. It's not it
mm,
can't be a tactic. It has to be something that you adopt and develop. And I promise you, it'll work with all your friends, your family, your coworkers, your boss, your employees. It'll work. And if you get good at it, here's what I recommend. I recommend you do reconnecting every single day, just
with
not
somebody?
right with somebody, not to your wife, unless she reciprocates. If you send something to her and over time she starts sending stuff back to you, okay, great. Then you can do it more often. But I would do one to your kid, then one to your coworker, then one to your neighbor, and then one to your best friend, then one to your wife, then one. See what I'm saying? You get
I
so
do.
good at it, you can do it in 5 minutes. That's it. It's really
Oh, I
great.
love this. Yeah, this is great. Hey, by the way, there's a fan expo. They go across the country. I don't know if you've seen them before, but fan expo, you can see behind me. I'm a big Marvel fan. The weekend of June 10th, they'll be here in the Dallas area, and there's a bunch of cast members from Doctor Who.
Nice.
So, yeah, just
Excellent.
if you want to
Let
share
me know.
that, yeah, that's right.
Very
Well,
cool.
this has been fascinating. I really appreciate this, Randy. Let me ask you, where can people find you if they want to work with you, and who exactly can work with you with this coaching that you have?
Hmm. Yeah, we work with separated husbands, right? Just we work with the guys. There's lots of resources for women, okay, out there, but there's very few for guys. So we specialize in helping reconnect separated husbands. The best way to do that is to get a hold of me. Is just go to my website. It's randypryor.com. That's Pryor. I wrote a book a little while ago, and it's being very well received because it's helping a lot of guys. By the way, it's $4.99.
What's
You
the
can get,
name of the book?
yeah, it's called SOS Reconnect.
Okay.
So yeah, and the SOS is very simple. I'll even explain it to you. The first S is stop pushing her away. The O is open communication. The last S is a support group. Surround yourself with some godly men who have already gone through it and can give you accountability and support. That's the SOS part. So, and if you're just listening to this and not watching it anywhere, instead of trying to remember randypryor.com, you can go to sosrandy.com and that'll get you to the same place. And you can learn about all that.
Is
You can get the book, all that.
Awesome. Is your support group open, or is that just something like, what if somebody doesn't have a support group? Would you recommend them starting something like this? Do you have something that people can kind of follow your template? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, we've got all kinds of resources. Absolutely. In fact, if you'd like, I would love to offer for your audience a free reconnection planning session.
Oh,
To
wow. Yeah.
I would love to because I've got a
Yeah.
group of guys that have already been through it. See, my heart goes out to anybody who has to go through a separation. It's
Yeah.
devastating. It's
It
awful. I
is.
would rather have another kidney stone than go through that again. It was so bad. So you can get a lot out of like, okay, what's my first step? What do I do now? Kind of thing. Okay. So just go to randypryor.com or sosrandy.com and there'll be a place where you can schedule a free reconnection planning session.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. I will do that myself. I will sign up, and I
Absolutely.
love to work with you with that. Randy, final thoughts for the audience?
Yeah, you know what? This is doable. Here's the great news. You can get through
Mhm.
this. Here's the hard news. There's only one way through it. It's not a bunch of techniques. It's not a bunch of strategies. It's not. It's listening to God. And here's another bottom line. It does not say in the Bible, husbands, make your wives happy. That's not what it says. Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Okay? Making her happy is out of our control. Loving her correctly is in our control, and we can help you with that.
Well said. Amen. Thank you so much, Randy. Stay on the line. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Randy. I know that he will be an excellent resource for you all. Take care, and God bless.